Many witness sightings of mysterious objects often feature designs that are so small that many of the supposed cockpits to the flying objects are believed to be no larger than the cabin of a modern-day car. This has left many researchers believing that perhaps the small size of these objects is due to the ability for them to travel at faster than light speeds, with journeys between stars lasting only a few hours at most. Even more interesting, however, are the theories that perhaps the smaller sighted crafts are merely agile crafts, used in conjunction with a much larger mothership. Recently, photographs were shared on social media showing what appeared to be a huge object sitting in the clouds. The individual who posted them didn't give out a specific area for where it was captured, but said in the caption that the object was sitting in the clouds during a storm, and could only be seen when lightning lit up the sky, which in turn then revealed the object. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. A few years back, someone in the United States was filming a storm, and when the lightning hit, it too revealed a large black object sitting in the clouds, with some saying that the outline of the craft appeared to be in the shape of a triangle. This one, however, looked circular, with the person guessing that it could be hundreds of feet in diameter. Theories for what this object is range from a large ship to atmospheric phenomena, while others weren't impressed and suggested that it was created using CGI. Again though, those who saw these images said that they've seen similar looking aircrafts, and further noted that they would often sit in the clouds during storms. The encounter allegedly only lasted a few minutes before the large object vanished, leaving those in the area wondering what this huge object could have been. These objects aren't anything new. According to author Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, there were 3 major incidents in which the Air Force encountered mysterious objects that forced them to reconsider their stance on the existence of intervention and actions necessary for them to take on their part in response to such events. One of these major incidents is referred to by Air Force intelligence officers as the Gorman dogfight. Described in the event, 25-year-old pilot George F. Gorman, already an experienced veteran pilot for World War II, began his journey in a cross-country flight with several other National Guard pilots on the 1st of October back in 1948. As George Gorman flew over the city of Fargo in the state of North Dakota, it was around 8:30 p.m. that the National Guard pilots that were accompanying Gorman landed at the Fargo Hector International Airport. This was to rest and refuel. Feeling a little competitive, George Gorman continued with his flight, believing that he could take a significant advantage of several additional hours, as the flight conditions were cloudless and the weather was optimal. It was around 9 p.m. that Gorman passed over a stadium and noticed a small Piper Cub airplane flying roughly 500 feet directly below him, and another light flying to his west. Worried about a possible collision, George Gorman radioed the nearby airport tower to get a positional bearing of the 2 other aircrafts around him. Oddly enough, the tower replied that it only had radio data of 2 airplanes in the vicinity, Gorman's P-51 Mustang, and a Piper Cub airplane 500 several feet below his position. When he inquired as to the strange light he could see flying off to the west, the radio tower confirmed that there was no such reading, and that no other aircraft was in the area specified. The radio tower then contacted the nearby Piper Cub pilot to get a confirmation of the sighting, to which the Piper Cub pilot also claimed to see a glowing light off to the west, matching similar descriptions to George Gorman's sighting. After several more minutes, Gorman grew increasingly curious as to the origins of the light, as he realized it was impossible to make out any meaningful outlines. According to Gordon, there was no evidence of an outline of an airplane's wing, and the pilot claimed he could see no other discerning physical factors to the nearby aircraft. At approximately 9:10 p.m, George Gorman radioed to the nearby tower that he would pursue the unidentified aircraft to determine its possible origins. Despite flying in a P-51 Mustang, throttled to full power of 400 miles per hour, George Gorman was quickly made aware of the fact that the object in question was capable of flight speeds that far exceeded his P-51 Mustang. Realizing that it would not be possible to catch up with the craft in a straight flight path, Gorman attempted to cut off the craft in tight turns. When Gorman got close enough to the light, he made a dramatic right turn and flew at the object in a head-on-head collision at a height of over 5,000 feet, claiming to have missed the object as it descended 500 feet and rose above his craft. It was during this near miss that Gorman got an accurate look at the craft and described it to have been the following: a simple ball of light approximately 6 to 8 inches in diameter. After temporarily losing sight of the object, Gorman noted that the light made a sudden 180-degree turn and was flying directly at him. Before the two aircrafts could collide, the ball of light made a direct vertical climb and ascended several thousand feet. Trying to match the speed and angle of the craft, Gorman also pitched his Mustang into a vertical climb, but almost blacked out and went unconscious from the sudden G-forces. At around 14,000 feet, the P-51 Mustang stalled, as the airfoil wrapped around the plane's wing was cut off from the sharp incline, forcing the plane to begin a nosedive to regain airflow over the wings. Despite climbing almost 10,000 feet at full throttle, the object continued its vertical ascent for another 2,000 feet past Gorman's stalling point. Gorman would later provide the following statement: "I'm convinced that there was a definite thought behind its maneuvers. I'm further convinced that the object was governed by the laws of inertia, because its acceleration was rapid but not immediate, and although it was able to turn fairly tight at considerable speed, it still followed a natural curve. When I attempted to turn with the object, I blacked out temporarily due to excessive speed. I'm in fairly good physical condition, and I do not believe that there are many, if any, pilots who could withstand the turn and speed affected by the object and remain conscious. The object was not only able to outturn and outspeed my aircraft, but was able to attain a far steeper climb, and was able to maintain a constant rate of climb far in excess of my aircraft." So what do you make of these photographs and stories? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.